Good morning and welcome to PSJA Java Chat, your morning chat with your favorite PSJA ISD Instructional Technology Integration Specialist, where we discuss EdTech tools and trends with invited guests and, of course, our morning coffee.
In episode 5 of Java Chat, we talked with educator Valerie Hernandez. She's a STEM teacher at Vela Middle School. She explains how Project STEM, Amazon Future Engineers, and gamification adds some extra sparkle to her daily lessons. Plus, hear how Valerie plans to use her new Oculus gadgets in the classroom.
Welcome everybody to another edition of our PSJA Java Chat, where we get to explore what some of our educators are doing in their classroom when it comes to educational technology, and we get to know the teachers a little bit better. So today, our special guest is Valerie Hernandez. She is at Vela Middle School. She is a STEM teacher over there. And today we're going to get to know her a little bit better, and we're going to get to see what she does in the classroom and what kind of ed tech she uses on a daily basis. And so welcome, Valerie. Thank you so much for being here.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Yeah, we're so appreciative of you being here, Valerie. Thank you so much. So let me start off. Let me start off the little presentation here. So just to kind of break the ice, we want to know, personally, what is your favorite technology to use daily?
Okay, so on a daily basis, to create visuals, I would say I rely heavily on Canva. I like the diversity. I love all the different features. I love how you can it seamlessly streamlines into almost anything that you're doing. It really helps to create different experiences for the kids to be able to connect with the material at different levels. And the other one that I rely heavily on is Land School. Now that I'm teaching principles of information technology, being able to share my screen and see what the kids are doing, it helps me to see, okay, who's getting it, who's not getting it. But I never really thought much of like, what's Land School, what's it for? And wow, I love that I can, send a quick message to the kids like, I'm watching you, I see what you're doing, do you need help?
Big brother.
Close your other browser, or I can go in and close it. So I like that part.
Oh, great. A super quick follow-up. What was the last thing that y'all worked on when using Canva?
With Canva, like today that we're going to be testing Telpas, I had a sub, so I left like a slideshow that pretty much tells the kids, this is what you're doing today, this is what I expect of you, these are the what you can do, what you can't do. So it makes it easy for me to create a lesson plan for the substitute, and it's very easy to leave a really nice presentation for the kids to be seen, and the sub doesn't really have to do much, just display it, this is what you need to do.
Great. Yeah, thanks for sharing, Valerie. There's so much to do with Canva. We love it. We love that you're using it.
Canva's awesome.
Yes,
So,
it is.
next question. Now, talking about your expertise with technology, we heard that you got some Oculus for your classroom. How do you plan to implementing the usage of these Oculus in the class?
Oh my gosh, that was like once I finally got the approval or got the notice, I was like, okay, where do I start now? I'm definitely going to reach out to some of our techie people from other districts to see how they're implementing it. But my goal is to have the students code, of course, and try to build like Minecraft style. The kids are really good at creating apps, so I would like for them to create like a sustainable city using coding. I also want to do a lot of virtual field trips. We're in an area where the kids don't often have the opportunity to see a lot of the things that other people get to see. So I want to be able to expose them to a lot of things that they wouldn't normally get to see, like different field trips to, like, I want to see the Tesla factory. I want to see Amazon Web Services. I want to see like all those things, and contacting those people. They have very open relationships with the districts to give us those experiences. So I'm excited for them to have a hands-on virtual experience, and of course for gaming. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah. Sorry,
Yes.
Okay.
I was reading something that. Yeah, that was great. So did you got them through like a grant or?
I did the donors choose thing. I needed keyboards and the mouse sets for the classroom. And at the last minute, I was like, I'm going to throw in the Oculus. And it was the last day of the project. And I was like, I don't know. Maybe I need to archive this and do the Oculus separate
Uh-huh.
because, one's a super need and the other one's just kind of like a want. And at the end, Texas Gas Services came in with the last chunk of donation. And I was so excited when I got the news.
Congratulations. That is so awesome. And did you get the
Thank
new Oculus
you.
3s or the Oculus 2s or
I
what was?
I believe it's the 2 because the 3 wasn't out yet when I did the
Oh,
proposal. If
okay.
not, I would have totally done the
Yeah, I'm
updated
like,
one.
awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Yes. I'm excited.
That we're so excited, Valerie, to hear everything that you're doing, with your students. And Marco talks highly of you, and he tells us about some of the projects you're doing. And he's mentioned the Project STEM. So I'm wondering if you would please explain to us what is the Project STEM, Amazon Future Engineers, and how do you use that in your classroom?
Oh my gosh. It is an amazing opportunity. What Amazon Future Engineers does is they try to work with like the Title I schools. So they have an application that you fill out. PSJA, pretty much every school would qualify. But what it is they give you a comprehensive curriculum that exposes students to coding, um, different types of technology, and they're very high interest level celebrities, um, companies that do the like the media pieces for the daily lesson. And so the kids, it captivates them because it shows basketball players, the presidents, it shows all kinds of people and how they use technology. um, it has like the built-in sustainability component, so it is in there. Like it has the media piece, it has everything that you would want like in a SIF protocol. It's built in, it is built in, it has positive reinforcement, it has that SEL component. And it has for elementary levels, middle, and high school. So I love that it has for every age level. Um, Another good thing about it is that it has the AI component. They're updating, every school year they update it and they add a lot of new things. Now they've come together with code.org. So it's all Amazon now. Amazon Web Services. Amazon is kind of like um, joining everything together and not taking over, but I guess reinforcing it and complementing it. They're joining
That sounds,
forces.
yeah, it sounds great. Like, and I love the part that it's high interest, it's current with
Yes.
the celebrities that the kids will be familiar with. That sounds really neat.
And
And go ahead.
another amazing thing is that it shows a lot of women in STEM, a lot of women in coding, and a lot of different diverse sets of people that would normally have the opportunity. And it shows like their success stories. Like if you doubt that you can get here, this is what I had to go through to get there. And it's good because it gives a lot of the students that exposure and that
Oh, that's
hope that,
cool.
hey, I have the opportunity to do this. I can do this.
Yeah, and you mentioned that it talks about like different careers kind of that are using that technology. So that's perfect. And it's bringing in the
Yes.
current AI. Awesome. That sounds like a great program. I'm glad your students are getting exposed to that through you.
Thanks.
Hey Valerie, so I know you mentioned earlier in our first question that I know you use Canva a lot, and that's a great tool that you use daily. What are some of your other favorite tech tools that you've utilized when you're teaching in the classroom?
Okay, so that's really difficult because it's something GimKit for assessment, definitely. I love GimKit because it has a balance of the gaming and the questioning, and the reports are very comprehensive. That's another thing you can do on Donors Choose. You can have somebody pay for your GimKit. That way you don't have to worry about that expense.
Oh,
Or I
nice.
usually send the link to my husband and then he'll cover it or whatever. And it's really cheap to do it for the year. But the reports, once you do the upgraded version, are very precise, and it gives you in-depth look at, how the data is going to drive your next lesson, what the kids are really lacking. And of course they have fun while they're playing.
Yeah, yeah, and that's a good way to end it because the last time that I was there, when they were playing GoomKit, like everybody was having so much fun in your class. It was so awesome to watch.
Yeah, I love that it allows them to communicate. Like they're talking to each other, they're strategizing. So in ways that they don't even think they're doing, like they're all trying to work as a team, or they split up into two groups because it's opposing teams. But they have a strategy. They start talking
Yeah.
about, hey, well, let's do this and let's do that, and then eventually they kind of like all get they know which ways to be the best, so they take the game to new levels, and the creators are so good about expanding like a game within a game, so the kids never, I guess they're always looking for a new way to master the game because there's always new things.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I do like how you played with them. That was really cool
Yes,
too.
absolutely, gotta show them. I know too.
So my next question might have to do with what happened yesterday here at FAR. So I don't know how bad it was over there in Alamo. But how would you improvise a lesson without technology when it comes unavailable?
When it comes to, okay, it happens a lot. um One of the things that I do when we're out of technology is I always have a set of cardstock that's laminated, super old school, and a bunch of expos. So if it's like a quiz or something, I'll have them do the answers like on
Oh,
the
cool.
laminated sheet, and it's like I don't have to buy whiteboards, just use the expos, and I'll do the game or the four corners. I'll have them turn and talk. That way they can have a discussion about whatever it is that where we left off. That way they can I can see who understands what we were learning, and who still needs a little extra help. And they help each other, they learn from each other. I love that.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. That's a great way to do it.
Thanks.
And that kind of moves into our next question, which is about like technology versus our more traditional methods of learning with paper and pencil. I mean, there is a time for that. Is there a time when you, or do you think that technology is more beneficial in student learning than the old method of paper and pencil? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Absolutely. I do feel that we still need to, there's some components where they need to kind of plan and design and think about what they're going to use the technology for, like when they're doing telpas or when they're doing some kind of a short constructed response. They do need to, write before they type. But what I've seen in the past is when you allow kids to use um, the option of recording themselves or to create like a Canva or like a Flip or some kind of recording or digital or even Scratch. I love Scratch. The students can show you how much they understand at an even deeper level than a paper pencil test would give them. They show you how much their knowledge is. They may not be strong at communicating paper pencil or even speaking it, but when you allow them to create and build and design things, they show you that they understand more than what they're being tested on. So I love that component that they're able to communicate in their own way. And I like to use that. I like to use a lot of the project learning because it allows them to express themselves in their way, their strength, so that everybody has a chance to show what they know and their strengths.
I love that because not every student is good with the, multiple choice, paper and pencil. And
Right, right.
you're giving them the opportunity to actually like show you. And I love that you said that you see the deeper understanding that they have with
Oh yeah.
that. So 100%, I see that there is the use for technology. And I mean, our babies are starting, from baby now, like they know what devices are. So
Yes.
it's like our cultural change of teaching has to include technology now. Otherwise, we're behind.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you
Yes.
agree with that.
I do agree with that. It can be difficult to get everybody on board, and because as a teacher, you know what you've used in the years past and what's successful for the kids,
Mhm.
but you also need to realize that they're like snowflakes. Every year you get a new batch of kids, and you can't use the same anchor charts. You can't use the same tools with the kids because they're different, and you really need to be cognizant of that when you receive your new students every year. Look at their data first because they're going to learn differently, and not everything's going to work for them. Everything's evolving and you have to keep up with it.
I love that you compared them to snowflakes. So thank you, Valerie.
I think that was a good segue for the next question, because we've come a long way since since 2020, and now we're a one-to-one district, and I think most of the districts here in the valley are one-to-one district as far as technology goes. So we have the assumption that we're all using technology, but that's not necessarily the case. So I want to know, what advice do you have for an educator who might be reluctant to integrate technology into their classroom?
Advice that I give is I usually try to explain how it's going to benefit the student and how it's going to save you time. You want to pick a tool, start small, start with one thing, get familiar with it. Um, you do have to take some of your time. A lot of people are like, as soon as I get home, it's just my home time. But in order for your kids to really bloom and to make your own job easier, you're gonna have to, give a little bit of your time to get familiar with all the ins and outs. And I ask them, ask me, ask somebody for help. I'll show you if you want to come watch how I use it. That's another way that I try to convince them. Like, I'll show you how I do it. If you need help, I'll go help you in your room, whatever is going to help them, because at the end of the day, you're trying to do what's best for the kiddos, what's going to help them. And you don't want to pick something that's going to overwhelm you either, and that makes your job harder. You're going to try to use something that's going to help you grade, help you look at data, something to help you and the kids.
Wow, that was deep. And it's just,
Yeah.
I guess teachers just need to be able to see the students with the technology usage and the excitement that they get and how they feel more comfortable than regular methods and how it doesn't work anymore. It's like we were at a training last week, and one of the things that stuck with me, I'm like, it's not much of a huge segue, but I'm like, when talking about AI and how we're all scared about AI and people like that, and it was like, if the only AI you're using is Amazon Alexa, then you're using your grandpa's AI. You need to not be scared of the new things that are out there. And
Exactly.
I am super proud of you. I know that all three of us are super proud of you. And a bunch of PSJ is proud of you. And
Thank you.
with this pride that we have on Valerie Hernandez, because you just showed how amazing you are, can you share with us what has been your proudest moment in using technology?
One of my proudest moments has been a school project that we had as a campus to create a sustainable city. The kids kind of came together and they all joined forces, and I volunteered my time because it was so awesome to watch them build a sustainable city on Minecraft, download the different files, and put them into a merge cube. So, there was a rubric. All the middle schools had this competition on building a sustainable city, like an actual model. And these kids took it to another level, and they made a 3D version of the whole city that they had done paper models on, and that kind of helped support the sustainable cause because they didn't use any paper or materials. They did it all on the computer. And when the presenters when the judges came to see, they were holding the cubes, and with their phone they were able to see the buildings and the city on all the levels, and they could see inside the windows, and the kiddos used so many details within each thing that it was really fascinating to see the effort that they put into it, the possibilities that they took it to. And I learned so much about downloading other files that I had never learned about, which was the Minecraft style of files. Like, okay, I had to learn, and it was interesting. It's really good to see them using 3D models, and that's another tool that I really like, and I think it would benefit like our science teachers, the merge cube, when it comes to biology and cells. And it has so many things. I hope that's probably going to be my next project on getting some kind of grant from them, because their licenses are pretty pricey, and I want my students to have access to that so bad, so that they can learn on that level.
Wow. What were you using the Minecraft EDU on like district
Yes.
computers? Wow,
Yes.
so cool. Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you so much,
Oh.
Valerie, for sharing.
That's amazing, Valerie, because you're having the students create. They're doing sustainability. They're using technology. That's some like really high order learning and thinking and things like that. So that is awesome what you are doing over there at Vela Middle School. And so we can only hope that that kind of teaching and learning, kind of spreads throughout the district. So thank you so much. We just want to say, Valerie, thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you for being here and sharing your thoughts on education, your thoughts on technology, how you use technology into the classroom. And so PSJA is very thankful to have somebody like you in the district. And we're glad that we were able to highlight some of the things that you've done today.
Thank you. And I'm very honored to do it. And I always have the mindset, and like, again, going back to the reluctant teachers, I always want teachers to remember, like, what if that was your child? What would you want for your child? What would you want for your student, your family? What would you have wanted as a student? What kind of things would you have wanted for yourself? And that really opens a lot of eyes to, like, okay, I need to step it up, because what if this was my child? Like, would I want my child to be shortchanged, or what do I want to give them the opportunity? You don't want to hinder their opportunities on your lack of wanting to learn something new. So the more you learn, the more the kids learn, and it helps them.
Agreed.
Thank you.
And the more you try to teach the students now, I'm like, how amazing is it? Like, you were just telling us that when doing the micro safety, you were learning so much from it because of trying to teach the students. So to me, it's like, how cool is it that you're able to even gain more knowledge? Because we're lifelong learners, and we learn from the kids more nowadays now too. So